What's up, everyone? Daddy Robux here, and today we are continuing our playthrough of the Lost, the Tomb of Annihilation. That was the old campaign. Uh, so uh, we are picking up today. Our party, uh, they had traveled from Mbala, leaving Nanny Poo Poo behind and disregarding her claims that there was nothing to find in the obelisk of Oralunga. And after arriving there, um, we discovered that there wasn't an easy way to scale the obelisk. And the party was going to have to undertake a series of trials in order to be worthy to reach the summit. A few did, and as they traveled to the peak, they were able to commune with the guardian Naga that lived there. And the guardian Naga informed the party of some very important things. The guardian Naga told us that the death curse is sourced from a place called Omu. And he even knows that the city of Omu lies somewhere far to the south, between the Valley of Lost Honor and the Peaks of Flame. He even informed the party of a creature that is said to have inhabited somewhere in Omu. Asurek. A lich that has made its home somewhere in Chult and is strongly suspected to be the source of the death curse. And so when we pick up today, our party, now regrouped at the base of the obelisk at Oralunga, now has to undertake the great task of traveling to Omu. And let me go ahead and switch you guys to the map of Chult. Because as we travel, just for a quick refresher for the viewers and for our member as well, this map is gigantic. Each hex is roughly 10 miles wide, and it takes about a day to cross each hex. 2 days if the party is moving at a fast pace. I'm sorry. You can double that distance if the party is moving at a fast pace, and if the party chooses to do a forced march and forego a rest and continue just tromping through the jungle for the entire night, they can reach even farther. And if anybody hasn't checked the distance yet, at just a rough estimate, it looks like the location of where they said Omu was is at least 7 days away. And that's assuming we force march through most of it. That's also a bird's eye view. Like, we can't just go straight because there's a mountain pass here, so we would have to go around, and that's looking like a pretty lengthy amount of time in order to reach this destination. And that is a problem. Hey Yampy, thank you for the resub, man. Appreciate you. That is a problem because
Zolt is dying.
yes, Zolt is dying. That is right. Zolt had previously passed away in our previous campaign when we were exploring the lost mines of Phandelver, and he had been resurrected to life. But now that the death curse has overtaken all of Faerun, Zolt withers away more with each passing day. So going on this long and incredible journey, it's probably very disheartening. And so with that, we're going to turn it over to you guys. You can see our position on this map. is marked with our handy to dandy Andy the Ankylosaur, as he is waiting for us at the base of Orolunga with those that could not climb the obelisk. And if I remember correctly, Gib was our navigator, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, just a quick refresher again on how travel works. First, the party announces the travel pace that they'd like to set. Normal pace, fast pace, slow pace. If you move at a fast pace, you cannot forage for food. You have disadvantage on perception checks, and you cannot move stealthily. If you move at a slow pace, it's the opposite. You can forage. You can move stealthily, and you have advantage on perception, but that's never going to happen, so we're just going to ignore that. We roll for random encounters 3 times each day, morning, noon, and night. And our navigator is going to make a survival check to determine whether or not we stay on the course. If we actually head in the direction that they had intended for us to move on, or if I get to pull out one of the things that I have set aside for funsies. Woof! That is a lot of explaining. But okay. So
Smart. We wanting to do a forced march?
For how long?
2 days.
Well, first of all, I think we should take a minute or two to mourn our friend and compatriot Rohan, who was accompanying us to the top of this ziggurat. As he went down, I saw him wreathed in flames, disintegrate to a pile of ashes. Don't know what happened. It was tragic. Could not stop it.
Zalt not remember man you speak of?
Have I imagined him this whole time?
No, we remember him. I don't know. I didn't go up there with him. So, I mean, I was just sitting here setting up camp for the night. He went up there with other people. So,
That
I
being
don't know
said,
what's going on. Where did he go? Anyone? Bueller?
in any case, whatever stroke him may strike at us if we remain here. We must make haste. There are only 5 of us left. Perhaps we will find a hopeful gentleman on the road. But we must go to Omu. Yes,
Sure.
dangerous.
We can go that way, I'm sure. Gotta make sure my friend Zolt here does not die. That would absolutely be for the best. All right, let's get moving. I think we should do a forced march for a couple days, assuming we're not too terribly impacted by it, and then we can figure out in that 3rd day what we feel. Does that sound all right with everyone else?
Would we know that there's a mountain pass for us to have to get past?
Well, yes. Those that had climbed to the top of the obelisk, they had a view for miles out over the treetops. And that's why there are several locations that are highlighted on your map currently. So like we can see that there's the pass through here. We can see we remember there was the wreck of the airship in the tree canopy. And then there looked like there to be ruins somewhere further to the south.
We should take quickest speed we can.
Yes.
Alright,
Dangerous.
I guess we're gonna do a forced march then, as great
Well,
as that
Zolt is
sounds.
dying, Gib. Do you not want us to try and solve this problem?
Yes, I
Zolt is
understand
dying.
Zolt is dying. He's explained that multiple times every day since we
Okay.
got here.
Okay. Zolt, did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Zalt is dying.
See, Gib.
Well, I have eaten my cereal this morning. I am ready for this post march. I will try not to slow you guys down.
All right.
Is Zolt still dying?
No, I think he's fine now. Actually, he looks great.
Hey,
Zolt is
Jeff,
dying.
Jeff, if you could do us a favor. I know that Gib loves it when you sing songs while we travel.
No.
So if you could sing us a song while we travel, that would be wonderful.
Yes,
You know
let's
what?
distract the navigator while he's leading us through the dangerous jungle. That's a great
Romeo,
idea.
you know everything about this area. I just want you not
Oh,
to be
trust
bored.
me, I
I don't
do.
want you to be bored, Gib. And so Jeff is the perfect person to solve that problem.
Well, thank you, Dangerous. Thank you so much. In the jungle, the nasty jungle, the grung leads us tonight.
Make a survival check. Oh, you could have kept singing. I mean, that's all right. All right. We're going in the
Was this
right
to
direction.
survive his song?
No, it's to determine if we stay on the course. So we're moving southeast. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just gonna cut a path, yeah, right through here, and then it looks like, yep. I didn't want to grab Oralunga. I wanted to grab Andy. Come here, Andy. Oh my God! What happened? He's too tiny. There we go. There's Andy. Right where we... First time, no problem. All right, and it looks like we do have an encounter. So, Navigator, roll me a D100 also.
Oh
Wow.
boy.
Oh boy. 55.
55.
55. Balls.
What does that mean?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Being attacked by balls?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
This is... I have to find the correct place first. There we go. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55. All right. So as you're walking, you hear a loud crashing sound up ahead. The sun has already begun to set, so visibility is extremely limited. Not only because of the waning light, but because of the dense thicket of trees. So you're walking. I'm assuming one of us has a lantern or some source of light for traveling in the dark, since I know Frog and Warforged and End of List cannot see in the dark.
What?
Frog
I'm
has
gonna
dark
cast light
vision.
on somebody.
You name the two people who can see the farthest. In the
Yeah,
dark.
Frog has 120 dark vision.
Well,
So does the Warforged.
Jeff's a human. He needs light.
Yeah.
There
Jeff
we
can
go.
see in the
I
dark,
would,
but he's the only one.
All right.
Poor Jeff.
I would have cast light on him. Just
There we
so
go.
He can't be. He won't.
So you, looking out, trying to see. Again, it's so alarming because then there is a very sudden crash as a tree comes toppling down, and as it falls, you can hear it, ripping other branches and boughs loose from their seat, and you can hear birds call excitedly as they scramble and panic. And a moment later, you see 3 creatures just burst from the tree line into view. They seem very much out of place in the dense jungle of Chult. And because of their immense size, it's very easy to determine what they are at a glance. Their blue skin and horned and spiked adornments, as they come bursting out of the tree line, they create a very imposing sight. Hey! One stoops down, grabbing his knees as he lowers his face to your level. What is you doing here?
We're just trying
Thanks
to
for the
make
sub,
our
man.
way
Appreciate
through
you.
the jungle to Omu, Mr. Large Man, sir.
What's in Omu?
We're trying to stop this death curse over here that's stopping people from getting revived. Excuse me. Our friend Zolt over here is dying.
Dying? Hmm. He reaches his massive hand up and rakes it through his beard as he thinks. He turns over to the other giant. Should we kill him? The other one gives a harsh laugh. I mean, we could, but they don't look like the one we're after. How can you tell? They're all so little. Well, the one we want has brown hair. But that one has brown hair, and he levels a massive finger in Jeff's direction.
Sir, are you perhaps looking for a certain artist Simba?
You know where he is? You're gonna tell me where he is. And he starts reaching for you.
Well, you see, I am looking for him as well. I am not him, you see. He doesn't have a hat, and I have a pretty good hat. So I am not artist Simba, but if I find him, I will be sure to let you know, sir.
He kind of reaches up and scratches his beard again. This one talks fast. How do I know you're not lying?
Why would I lie to such a gentleman as you?
So I don't squish you and grind you into paste.
Well, if I do lie to you, you will squish me into paste because you are an insightful fellow, aren't you? You would see straight through my lies if I was to lie to you, don't you?
He narrows his eyes. He's trying to get a real good look at you. And he eventually sits back. I don't think it's him. He looks back down. If it's not him, is there any reason not to squish him?
Well, it would be much too easy of a fight for you. You search greatness and glory, don't you? We are miserable insects to you.
Yeah, you'd have to wipe us off of your boots. You don't want to do that. That's gross.
It's gross.
We can help find men.
Oh yeah?
When we find, we send message.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. My name Droofy. Yeah. We search for Simber. You find Simber, tell Droofy. Yeah?
Naturally, my friend.
Okay. We will be by that. And he points to the largest thing sticking out in the jungle. It's behind you. He's pointing towards the obelisk at Orolunga.
Wonderful,
All
sir.
Oh, okay. We no kill this time, but you see Droofy. Droofy's secret. No telling. And he's looking around to the rest of the party to see if there's anyone who's going to protest. And with everybody nodding in agreement, he hoists himself up to his full height, and him and his two cronies start lumbering away in the direction of the obelisk behind you.
Well,
Zalt
that could
almost-
have been much worse.
Right.
Yeah, Zalt almost died before Zalt died.
Just for reference, how much bigger than Gib would they be if Gib was his big mode, plus Gale's big mode? Would we be the same size? I just want to know.
They are huge creatures.
Okay, so we'd be around the same size.
Yeah. All right. So that is the first night. So then we move on to day 2. Before we do that, though, I see a bunch of people that didn't take a rest, and we'll need to make a con save to avoid exhaustion. This is our first save because I
Oh,
think we
no.
did rest. Oh boy, yes, good. Looks like I failed from blood. 1, 2,
I'm
3,
the one
4,
who needed to pass it most.
5.
too.
That's it. All right. Well, you get an exhaustion. Can I get a tally on what everybody's current exhaustion levels is? I thought it was 0 because we had rested a while back for several
Yeah,
days.
mine's 0. I'm
Cool.
null.
Cool. All right, day 2. Another forced march.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Wait, is Andy supposed to be moved on the map?
he did. Unless you can't see it.
He has
Can't
moved
see
on
it.
our map.
He's
now.
still in
I'm
Aura
assuming
Wonder.
he's like right here.
No, he's here.
I can move him, but that's not
Yeah,
where I
go ahead. Can you just you seen where all the tiles disappeared, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So move him there. I don't
He's
know.
there now.
I don't know
Go
why it
straight
bugs
south
out
from
like
here?
that.
You want to go due south from here?
Actually, I
Is
think.
that okay with everyone?
Have would we have seen like that we need to turn at all to be optimal from when we were standing on that pass or no?
You just have kind of a rough idea based on, remember, this what we're looking at is our actual map that was provided to us by the Harpers. So we can kind of guess where we are based on Andy's position on the actual map, and then we know Omu is circled down there with marker.
Also, how close do we want to get to the other things that we saw?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like,
Depending on the terrain, we can probably try to pass through close to him.
Yeah, but do we want to be distracted? Or do we want to,
One thing I find would be perhaps pertinent is, the Star Goddess, an airship, probably has a bunch of supplies that could be interesting to us, and perhaps even some survivors.
I was going to
So
say,
if we-
any magical items that we could, take from there that could help us defeat this Astral Rock. That's
So
no problem.
if we make a beeline to the Star Goddess, I believe we might find some friends or some goodies. Perhaps both.
Yes, let's head that way. It's on the way anyway.
Sure.
So due south.
Deuce.
Okay, navigator, make a survival check with disadvantage because you're exhausted. 14. That is a good roll. That is certainly a good roll. However, I am going to take Andy here, and I am going to move him the GM layer, as we have become lost. So we're still traveling at a fast pace. We're still traveling at a forced march, but now we're not so sure of our present location because Gibb screwed us so over, right? So eventually we'll find a landmark, and then we can
I'm surprised
decipher.
it took us this long, honestly. We've gone pretty far
I know.
for
Look,
him not to get us lost.
I mean,
And the roll wasn't even that bad either. Like,
oh, one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are lost. We're gonna travel 4 squares in the direction of my choice, and we need to roll for some random encounters. 1 right off the bat. Okay. So you guys continue traveling, and you're hustling through. Probably shouldn't do that because then you'll actually see where I want you to go. You guys are hustling through the jungle, and you come upon a scene. Like I said, I wasn't gonna do that, and I did it anyway. You move through the trees, and you can see in this area again. There's some trees that have been toppled over, but even where these are broken, you can see that moss and vines have started to grow up over the wreckage. So this whatever battle happened here, whatever knocked over all this foliage, it happened a long time ago. And as you move into this clearing, you can see there is a number of statues, a large number of them, maybe a dozen or so of different sizes and shapes. Many of them have deteriorated over time, and there are pieces of statues all around you. Like as you first step into this area, you almost trip over a dismembered arm from a statue nearby. You can see bits of crumbling rock here and there, and as you kind of move your way through, you can see that the thing that strikes you is they are all different sizes. All the statues depict different races of creatures, and dangerous. I'll say the whole name. With your passive perception, you're able to pick up on something else that the rest of the party may not notice right away. All of the faces of these creatures are contorted in the same expression: fear and panic.
Would I know what would cause something like this?
I'm sure in your experience you can think of several things that could possibly do this, but to be able to pinpoint which one specifically, there's no.
Everyone might want to avert your eyes from looking forward, maybe look towards the ground, or cover them completely, because I believe we're in the presence of something that may petrify you if you look at it. So I'm not sure what it is. Several things in this world that do that. So just a heads up, we're not in a really good place.
So we should
I
leave this place?
see.
So be careful. And if you hear a creature or a noise or something in some direction,
Why do you say that?
point that way, but don't look that way.
No sooner do the words escape your mouth when you hear a noise.
I'm gonna look towards the ground, close my eyes.
It's a weird, strange sound, but it's also very familiar. It sounds like almost like an insect's wings buzzing, or like a popping, crackling sound. And
Did you hear something? I thought I heard something.
Sounds like a something.
As if. I think I came from over there. Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy.
Hey, stone statue. Is it mumbling?
There's
Yes.
a stone statue that's mumbling. That's curious. All right,
Hey.
I guess we'll go investigate it.
Of course.
as you move towards the statue, you can see that it is a likeness of what appears to be a warforge, unlike any that you had seen. Vastly different from Zolt. And as it is encased perfectly in stone, this is what you would see. And as you kind of look at the scene in front of you, again, there's pieces of statues all around you from that have decayed and deteriorated, and as you have to continually look at the ground to avoid tripping, and 2, because Dangerous has informed everybody to watch the ground and not around you for fear of being petrified, it would be impossible to miss what appears to be a leather satchel partially buried in the dirt.
And I guess I'll pick it up.
So you give it a pull, and it's been here in a long amount of time. And as you pull it, you just kind of rip it apart, and it falls to shreds. Most of the contents have deteriorated into a blackish mush, but there are 3 things inside this now ruined satchel that seem to have withstood the test of time entirely. And being a group full of casters and magicians of different sorts, you're able to immediately identify spell scrolls when you see them.
Which spell scrolls do we have?
Well, 2 of them are identical. They would be spell scrolls of Greater Restoration. And the 3rd spell scroll is a scroll of Continual Flame. Why, hello, Don. Thank you for the resub. 2 years! Holy shit!
I believe in you. I believe you are capable of using this piece of paper we just found. This
Yeah.
man thing that we.
I could try it. Definitely try it. Alright, I guess I'll try and cast a Greater Restoration from the spell scroll on.
What?
Looks
What?
kind of weird, are you sure?
What if we become stoned?
What?
What if we become stoned? Do we
Would
not
we
need
ever-
scrolls for us?
Listen to the noise that's making. You sure you want to let that thing out?
I think it's begging for help.
How long
I
you
mean,
been here? It's
If I didn't help, Zolt when he was unconscious on my travels, we would never have such a close relationship and friendship. I'd be
Well,
willing
that's
to
not us now.
help this Warforged out just as much as I would willing to help Zolt out, because it seems like kindred spirits in life only. So yes, I would be willing to try and release it from its bond. All right, I'll take a scroll of Greater Restoration, open it up, and try and cast it.
Are you able to cast 3rd level spells from Cleric?
I can cast 3rd level, yeah, but that's a 5th level spell.
Oh, you are right. You're going to have to roll. And I think Jeff is giving you a Bardic.
Okay.
Does guidance work with that too?
It is a skill check. Or no, is it a skill check? And it just says that you roll on your spellcasting mod. I don't actually think
is
guidance
a-
would.
It's considered a spell check, I believe. A skill check.
Sure, why not? Guidance away.
Okay, guidance, and then I have a bardic of D6.
Ability check, not a skill check.
D8 if I need it. All right. Well,
Ability
let's see how
check, that works.
I don't need it. I got an 18.
Bingo! So the Greater Restoration is cast without too much of an issue, and you see the stone almost begins to liquefy as it drips onto the jungle floor, and the mechanical man is set free.
Bloody hell, folks. You deliberate that much about everything?
Hey,
Listen.
Zolt, can you understand what this thing is saying? I'm sorry. I just don't quite understand.
Salt's not sure what say.
All right.
Hang on. I think my voice box is a bit...
Right, thank you. Thanks for the saviour there. That was perfect. So, what are you guys doing here?
Could ask you the same
Salt is-
question.
Zalt, me, Zalt dying.
Oh, sorry
We're trying
about that, Zolt.
Prevent him from dying, and so we're doing a little quest to stop that. There's a
Zalt is dying.
thing that's like a curse that's preventing people who have been resurrected from living, and apparently there's this creature named Asarak. Asarak, I have it right? Asarak, who is
Asacrack.
who's perpetrating this curse, and we need to stop. Because I don't want my friend Zolt here to die.
Gotcha. Saving the damsel in distress. Perfect.
But he's not. All right.
Does that mean you're a damsel that was in distress?
I mean, it's
Oh
got-
yes. Yes, I am, and you are my heroes. So this other scroll that I had in my bag that you kindly used just for me, could this not work on him?
What?
Referring to the Greater Restoration.
Oh no, it's more powerful magic than the
That bad, huh?
restoration will provide. Yeah, I'll hold on
Tell
to
me,
these.
sir, what's your name?
Oh, Mute. I just took the name because the guy that created me, I wouldn't shut up basically, and I kept rattling on, and he forgot to install the mute function, so he just kept shouting mute at me.
Oh no, it's another dangerous.
You what? I was thinking Jeff, but all right, well, and great. I guess it's known that I talk a lot. Well, that's all right. I mean, I'd rather talk a lot than be full of myself. But that we all have our faults.
And tell me one more thing, Mute. You were kind of in a predicament when we found you. Petrified, if you call it, but what did this to you, or who?
Big animal, I think. Yeah, big animal.
Any
You think it's
description on that? Like what it looked like?
Nah.
Maybe we should talk on the way out of here in
No,
case it comes back.
You got a point, Navigator. We've got to figure out where we are, and we got to get away from here. So, lead us on. You obviously know exactly where we're going, so let's keep going that way.
Yes.
Mind if I just tag along? It's a bit
No,
dangerous here.
well, we're not going to leave you alone in here.
Oh,
unless
I forgot
want
he was
to be
here.
alone.
I'm sorry. Oh, we gotta. I guess.
Unless you
Thanks,
want to,
sis.
then you can come. You don't have to come with us, but if you
Yeah,
want
I'd
to, go,
quite like
by all means, you can. Come along. We can definitely use your help. We lost somebody recently. He was kind of evil, so you're not an evil folk person, are you?
Don't think so. No,
No.
just regular Warforged. Yeah, try and make a best in a difficult world.
Excellent. You look a little different than my friend Zolt here, but Warforged are great people as far as I know. Let's get going. Come on, Gib. Which ways do we go?
This way, and he just starts in the direction that he thinks is correct.
Fair enough.
Before we go, Jeff would like to do one more thing. Before he's a bit wary of this creature that Mute has talked about. He's gonna speak with animals as per the spell, and he's just gonna tell Andy the Ankylosaurus, Andy, you must keep your head down. Not look in the eyes of the evil creature, or you will become stone. Do you understand, Andy?
You said that there's stones on the ground?
Yes, and you will become one of them if you look too much up. So look down, Andy.
And
safety.
he starts raising his head to the sky.
No. Down,
Down.
Andy. Yes,
Can
good, Andy.
Can he look down? Is it like a dog thing where they can't look up, but it's the opposite? Like, he
Can,
not
can
look
I
down?
make him some blinders out of
I'll-
like leaves or something?
Discussing the anatomy of extinct animals. I would think it's like a turtle, It's just like a fleshy neck, and he can, and he's got full range of motion.
Yeah, so then blinders out of leaves or something.
Oh, and Mute, feel free to hop on Andy. He likes the company. If you feel a bit exhausted from the petrification, we understand.
Who's Andy?
Oh, it's our dinosaur over here, and he points to the Ankylosaurus.
They bought Andy to mule all their stuff through the jungle, but he is a precious member of the party now.
Lovely.
And everyone will riot if anything terrible happens to him.
I almost forgot I had this. And this is Minnie, and he shows the little whatever it was, the little bird that he still has.
Mini we care less about.
What?
True. Many of the terror.
Furious typing.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, I thought it was them. Okay, anyway.
No.
So, was there any other business to conduct, or are we gonna scoot out of here before whatever it is comes back?
We're gonna move out.
Okay. And now that was at the start of the day's travels, and we didn't roll for.
Should I do the D100? Is that what you need?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, this was your
3d20
random.
first.
This was your random encounter. Yeah, we already rolled the 3d20, and I only had the one encounter for the day, so we can move on to the next day's travel if you'd like. But before we do, because it is a second day's worth of forced march, I need another round of con saves from everybody but Mute, as they haven't. So the pass. Remember, the save is 11 now because every consecutive day, the DC increases. Earth just barely, blood just barely. And so it looks like now Jeff and Gib have one level of exhaustion.
Am I allowed to have guidance for these survival checks or something like that?
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I said last time. I wanted to guidance you, but every time you do it instantly as soon as he says it, so I can't. do
Well,
it.
so now it is the third day of travel, and we
fast march and have a break at the end.
so fast-paced travel with a not a forced march. So we're gonna travel 2 squares.
Right.
Okay.
Man,
There's no
Guidance.
need. There's no need to roll for survival because we're already lost. We don't know where we are. We're just.
can he not like roll so well that we unlose ourselves?
So basically, the way it works is once you get close enough to a landmark that you could identify on your map, then you'll be re-revealed, and from that point on, you can try to navigate your way towards you want. Make sense? Like, because without a point of reference, you don't know where the hell you are. But
Can I go huge mode to try and see a landmark easier?
negative.
Like, okay.
The trees are way taller than you would be even if you were a huge size.
How tall are the trees?
Too tall.
I
Like,
can give him spider climb so he can.
yeah,
climb
some
them.
of us can climb.
We're really trying here.
Would it?
Do we even know we're lost though? I mean, is Gib
No,
aware?
actually, you don't.
Oh, okay. then
Until
all
yeah,
this is
I mean,
conjecture,
how
yeah.
would you know? Like you just
Yeah.
Gib is confident. We're trusting our navigator, but trust me, it doesn't matter because you're about to hit a landmark. All right. Anyway, before we hit said landmark, wow. Okay, no encounters. That sucks. So we're traveling, and we're only gonna move 2 squares for the day. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that means we are not there. We are a little bit back. There we go. Perfect. So as you are traveling, I need to see. I might have a handout for this. We come upon a very interesting sight. Oh, are you kidding me? Really? No handout for that? All right. What you see appears to be. We're gonna switch maps. I'm gonna do this one way or the other. It appears to be a large floating island, and the shape of this island is it's roughly conical in shape, and it's got a large tree growing out of the top of it. Can everybody see the page we are on? I don't think there's dynamic lighting enabled, so you should be able to see everything quite well, but sometimes Roll20 does funky things that doesn't make sense.
That's above us.
Yes, it is above you, floating in the air, about 40 feet away from the very tip of the bottom. Okay? The land of Chalt. As you look up at this massive chunk in earth and rock, that's kind of drifting over the swampy forest here. About not 40 feet, about 200 feet above the ground. You see there's a large petrified tree that towers from the top of the stone, and its roots are protruding from the bottom. Between the shape of the rock and the branching of the tree's limbs as it juts out at all these strange angles, it almost gives the impression of a gigantic stone heart hanging in the sky. The impression is only made more gruesome by the fact that there is a red liquid dripping from the roots that stains the ground around you a brilliant crimson. From where you stand on the forest floor, you can see there is a cave mouth in the side of the slowly rotating heart, and a staircase winding from the cave up to the flattened top where the tree stands. The staircase definitely isn't natural. Its shape and scale, it was obviously carved by tools, and as you stand marveling at this sight, you see a woman walks out onto the ledge.
I wave.
She lifts her hand and she waves back.
I say, can you have a way of us getting up there?
She kind of shakes her head and points to her ear.
Zalt uses
She can't hear,
message.
unfortunately. Does any of you
Zolt
have a way of getting up there?
uses
Zalt.
message. What is the...
Zalt uses 150 feet.
Ooh, unfortunately, she's
Next last
over 200 feet
Oh,
away.
120 feet. Well, so that doesn't work either.
I don't know the spell.
Well, he may not be able to hear us from this distance, but she does not seem immediately hostile to us either. Have an idea? This beautiful sitter that you can see I'm holding in my hands. Perhaps I could make one of you take to the airs with the magic of music and get closer to her this way.
All right.
Zalt can make message longer. Zalt can try again if you want.
Oh.
Zalt will distant cast message.
But now its range is 300 feet.
No, 240.
200.
It
Okay.
was 120. My bad.
Nope, that'll work. That'll work. So, you can send her a message of,
Right.
what's it, up to 10 words? Whisper a message. Oh, there's no limit on the words. You could just say something, and then they can respond telepathically. So what are
Yeah.
you going to say?
Hi, me Zalt. You know how to get there for us?
That depends, Zolt. Are you friend or enemy?
Well, the lady asked if Zalt friend or Zalt enemy.
Probably friends. I mean, she doesn't seem like an immediate threat, and
Zalt will send off another message. Zalt friend, unless lady undead, then undead must die.
that's fair.
The reply you get is giggling, and the quality of the laughter is somewhat ethereal, definitely not human. I just realized there's 0 elves. I'm sure everybody here has encountered an elf before, so you would recognize the quality of the laughter as having almost an elvish tone. And after a moment, you see the woman. She lifts her hand into the air, and you can all see this, although at a great distance. And then there is a brilliant blue light. And then in the space about 10 feet ahead of you, you can see this light kind of pierce northward through the air and then split open wide in the shape of a door, as an arcane gate has appeared.
She seems nice. We should
Yeah,
trust.
let's go. Seems like a good plan. Let's go, Zolt, and I'll walk up to the gate. Walk
Sure.
right through.
Walking
Yep.
through the gate, you find yourselves adjacent now to the woman on the platform up ahead. and you can see her much more clearly. She raises her hand to her mouth and gives another small giggle. It is good to see you. It has been a long time since I've seen any others this deep into the jungle.
Been doing some traveling and find a way to solve this this curse. And, I guess I don't know that we're in the spot we're supposed to be in, but we're around. We're looking for something.
Ah.
Looking for.
I have
Oh?
also come to Chult to find the source of the death curse. Tell me, who was your patron on such an endeavor?
What is the name of that guy? I'm terrible with names. I apologize. I'm dangerous, by the way. That's my name.
Oh,
That's my friend Zolt.
pardon me. Again, it has been so long since I've had to entertain company. My name is Valindra. Valindra Shadowmantle. It is a pleasure.
Well, that is a very wonderful name. Very Valindra. I don't remember the name of our person that sent us on this task. It was somebody from the Bard group that's running around.
Zalt is dying, so
He needs a solution, obviously, quite immediately, since
Ah,
he is one of the resurrected. But we're trying to find a way to end this damnable curse. We were told to make our way to Omu, but this maybe might not be the right spot for that. I don't know. I'm not the navigator, unfortunately. Small
Omu.
little
Omu.
drunk
I've
here is
never-
the navigator for us. So
Hello, I'm Gib.
Hello, Gib.
And I am Jeff, and this burly fellow over here, big muscles, big beard, big everything, is Ersk, our fiercest warrior.
Hello. Hello again. Yes, I'm so happy to have met you all. This Omu, tell me more of it, please.
it was to the south, right? That's what they said on the map. We have this map, and I pull out the map and to show where I think we are.
Ah,
It's down here. We think we're heading towards it. Are you along the way?
well,
or-
you currently find yourself at what the locals refer to as the Heart of Ubtao. It is a place of worship to them, but I had need of a safe place with which to do my reconnaissance of the area. So I have made it my temporary home.
All right. Well, we are off course by quite a bit, unfortunately.
I told you we shouldn't have Jeff sitting.
You're the navigator, Gib. What are you talking about? You shouldn't have any issue with that. That's very surprising.
Jeff distracted me, okay?
He distracted you. Oh, I see. A little bit of seeing upsets your ears. I understand. All right. Well, yes. Apparently, we were a little off course. We were trying to go towards. Now, point to the map where we think Omu is. I'm not really sure. I wasn't party to the conversation that they had at the obelisk with
Who is
the
they?
Naga spirit, but
Where did you get this information about Omu? Was it?
Ah, yes, we went to the great Ziggurat of Orlunga, and the great guardian Saja Inbaza informed us that the evil Sererak wanted to destroy the world and siphon all the souls and all that bad stuff and all that. No? Or something. I don't know. So that's why we're going to Omu.
Asarak is in Omu.
Perhaps.
Well, that conflicts with the information that my organization has received.
What's your organization?
Oh, yes. I am here at the behest of Zastam, of the Red Wizards of Thay.
That's people have weird names in this realm. It's very odd.
What's strange about that? Some wizards like colors.
Zastam. Well, all right.
Do you not know of my lord Zastam?
No.
He
No.
is the Lich King of Thay.
A lich, you say?
Yes.
You're not an undead-ish type person, are you? You're not like that.
Do I look like an undead?
No, you look like you're a fully formed person. I just have to ask. I'm kind of not really a fan of undeath myself, so.
Oh, I see. Yes, of course. I am only here as a matter of convenience, as it were. My
Well, where
only
did you-
aim is to end the death curse, and even though I have been employed by Zastam, I myself am not a Thayan.
I look at her
So-
blankly. Thayan, like, is that the word? Is that
Thay
like the cult?
Thay is the city-state. It's located. Well, where did you disembark from?
I think Neverwinter is where I started.
So Thay would be far to the east of the Sword Coast.
All right. Well, I guess this is a pretty big place. I'm not really sure. But yes, where does he say that this Asarak is?
Our intelligence suggests that Asarak is no longer on this plane. That he has since moved on to other things. But I believe that it is something Asarak has left behind that is the cause of the death curse.
Maybe that's what's in our lore.
Perhaps.
I mean, this could be the case.
So where is this Omu? Can I see your map?
Yeah, we show the map. I mean, it's just down here in this area here, we think.
Here.
We're trying to make our way there, but apparently we got lost.
Mm-hmm. Yes, good, yes. And
So,
what is your intention once you arrive at Omu? You are to do
We
what?
don't want the death curse to persist. We want it to end. So we're
Ah.
going to find
Make
any means
Zoth-
necessary and any intelligence we can to end it. That's the goal.
Then our goals are aligned. As I have been employed by the Thayans, and their entire civilization hinges on necromantic magics and the undead. The death curse have proved to be very, very bad for them as well.
I say, do you have an updated map that we could compare so we can like maybe because we have a lot of empty spaces here. Do you have
Oh.
anything you could?
I do not have a map. No, I'm sorry. I have just been simply I have been stationed here at the heart of Optao, and I send my underlings through the jungle, and they will report to me what they find.
As one would do, send your underling. Of course.
Can we glean any other landmarks from our raised position at the moment?
Well, yes, you can. You can see again the wreck of the Star Goddess off in the canopy here. Looking around you, Gibby. So as you kind of spin around looking for landmarks and things of note, to the north, you see something that is unmistakable. It is a village, and the architecture is recognizable. The small huts grouped around a fenced-in perimeter. You notice that it is a Grung village to the north, and based on your knowledge, you even will recognize what the other village's name is. That is Dungrungalong.
Did you come up with that yourself?
No.
that is.
Oh, that got me good.
That
Surely
is
you-
certainly a beautiful name.
Yeah, surely you all would want to head to the north and explore Dungrungalung, right?
No, we have to solve the problem with our friends here.
Zoth is dying.
Well,
I'm not
I wonder
lying.
also maybe if you said you'd send your underlings out from this location to do any kind of recon. Have they been to certain sites that we might be able to get additional information from before?
Well, if you head to the south, I would avoid the wrecked airship.
Oh,
There are a number of she raises her arms and she makes like claws with her hands and she's like extending them out on either side. I don't know what the name is for them, but they are very large and very mean.
Ghouls?
No, they're ape-like, but they have many arms, and these particular ones have been infected with undeath.
well,
So undead spider monkeys.
Undead
Goodness.
four-armed apes. Yep, that's
Yeah, let's
Goodness.
not go over there. Good thing I didn't take us there, right? It was all in my plan all along.
Jib, for a moment we thought you lost us, but it was all part of your master plan. Ah, you grunts, you.
right. Well, I guess we'll be sure to avoid that area. If we were to go due south of this area, making our way towards Omo, is there anything else we might want to watch out for?
I don't believe so. I just know that there are many undead in the surrounding jungle.
Yes, that's
Do be
true.
careful. You'll never know when they'll sneak up on you.
Of course, of course. Well, we've got some bells and stuff to ward off. We'll keep an eye out for sure. Well, I don't know that I have anything else to speak of. Do you have any other questions for us?
I have a question for her.
Oh,
This
yes.
That's unusual.
death curse. We know it impacts people who have died have been brought back. Does it do anything to the undead?
Well, yes. The undead wither away with each passing day. Anyone who has been touched by death and then has been returned to life in any form, they all suffer.
Oh,
Interesting.
I have a question for you there, Sir Orc.
Yes.
You are a cleric, are you not?
Oh, yes, of course.
I could tell the emblem on your shield is quite striking, but it is not a deity that I remember.
Yes, I am from a different realm. I took a portal in here. I am worshipper of the Gatekeeper faith.
Can you tell me more of this gatekeeper?
Gatekeepers, yes. We are a religion that's anti undeath. Anything that's undeath that exists, we do our best to rid the world of it. So that's kind of why I came to this side, because I heard strange many things coming over here of how undeath seems to permeate this area significantly well. Being the grave, cleric that I am, I'm already a bastion against undeath personally, and the religion is something I was brought up with my entire life. It was a match. The gatekeeper was kind enough to bestow me the powers to be their cleric, to rid the world of undeath. So that's
So-
what we've got.
Just so I understand, in the doctrines of your faith, what would you do if there was an undead in your midst?
Is there an undead what?
In your midst, that would be nearby.
Oh, I would probably do my very best to destroy it.
Truly.
Truly.
See, this is reasonable, of course.
Why would it be
What?
reasonable?
Because they're an abomination on the world. They shouldn't be alive. Undeath is is a terrible burden to bestow on any person. Or
So
being.
then, what about those? And she points at Zolt and Mute.
Zolt and Mute, they are sentient.
Are they
beings.
not an abomination to the natural cycle of life and death?
They are not undead, so no.
Are they alive?
I believe so.
Were they born of natural means and came into the world in a way which would not involve technology or magics?
Well, that's the difference. That's a semantical argument. My argument is specific.
No, you said that you believe in the sanctity of life and that the undead were an abomination, but I see no
I'm
clear
afraid
distinction
there's
here.
a semantical argument on this. You don't see them as living creatures because they were created as opposed to
I'm
birds.
just gonna throw this
I
out here.
think
Zolt is dying.
There's a difference between that and being brought back to life by unnatural and necromantic.
Do
by-
they have a soul?
and that
Because-
Dangerous. I've had this all my life, mate. Don't worry about it. Honestly,
It's
you'll
kind of
you'll never
racist
convince her.
say that. I don't want to. You don't think that they're alive because they were created, and that's fine. You can think that. I think that they have a soul. That there's a way for people. I mean, if you're born, you're still created from the atoms throughout the birth process. So, in a sense, everyone is a created being.
What's an atom?
Just being brought back from the death by necromantic means is evil and needs to be
So
annihilated from the world.
So, but my question then is, do they have a soul? That would distinct someone as being a living creature, right? They have this ethereal, otherworldly quality.
To my
Like if they
knowledge,
die,
warlords
if I
are
were to
souls.
kill you right now, would you go to Avernus, to Elysium, or would
we
you go
probably
nowhere
wouldn't.
because you don't have a soul?
We wouldn't
Well,
go
that-
anywhere because of this death curse thing. So I
Oh,
Yeah,
that
mean,
is
that
so
just would take everyone off to the
but I will say, and in adding my lovely insight, we've resurrected him in the past, and in order to do that, you need a soul, right? So he must have a soul.
Zolt,
in point, madam.
So
Zolt have some say. Zolt is dying, therefore Zolt is alive.
Yes.
So then, wait, friend gatekeeper, how then is it okay to return him from the dead? But
because it wasn't done by necromantic means. It was done by, I believe, evocation. That brings
Well,
them back to the life.
I think raised
Zolt
dead is a
died.
necromancy spell.
When
What?
Zolt come back, Zolt's still Zolt. When undead come back, is undead different?
Yes, you see, there's a bit of a transformation.
Well, we talked
going.
about Zastam, the Lord of Thay, yeah? He is a lich. He is still very much his own personality and of his own mind. So is he an abomination any different from Zolt?
Yes, he is, because he's a lich. He's taken to undeath, and that's not good.
What if it was not
I
his
think being a lich
choice?
would be pretty cruel, to be honest.
Well, don't meet me after you become a lich, Gib, and we won't have any problems.
We wouldn't have problems anyway.
So if it was revealed to you that I was a lich, you would have to kill me on the spot.
I would probably have to do something untoward, unfortunately. It may lead to my death, and that's something I'm willing to do. I would hope not, because we seem to be having at least a neutral accord at this point.
Yeah, well, I very much do enjoy your company, all of you. I just can't
real.
understand your way of thinking on this matter.
Well, it's-
Of course.
My way of thinking is my way of thinking, and your way of thinking
Uh.
is your way of thinking. I'm not trying to convince you one way or the other. I'm just telling you what I believe. And so you can keep thinking how you want, and you may think my beliefs are backwards, and that's fine. I am okay with your
I'm just waiting for the
view on
divine
that.
sense.
That's how I am, and that's where we are at this point.
So Zolt, how's the dying going over there?
Still dying.
Well-
He's still dying. Jeff?
And you see, madam, we understand that we may be rubbing you the wrong way because your employer happens to be an undead, but different cultures. There's some cannibals out there. We don't approve of them, but they exist. There's no bad employee.
What's wrong with cannibals?
I mean, you know, there's not.
Oh,
We'll change the subject. Of
Gib
course.
did eat his chieftain.
I ate his brains like a
Gib is
week ago.
cannibal.
Yes, but you know, there are people who sacrifice their own offspring
I-
to dark gods, and
I
like
think
that.
that this is a
Jim did
prime example of why we shouldn't be close-minded. Because
Oh,
if we ruled out cannibalism, then our friend Gib would not be standing with us here today.
ugh.
You know what? You make a point. Perhaps we should be more open-minded. You know what? We will make an effort. I'll tell you that. The next undead we meet, I can't speak for dangerous, but I will at least say hello to them.
I would like to Eyes of the Grave.
Yeah, okay.
Oh no.
She is an undead.
Oh no.
Furthermore, we're still standing on the platform that leads into that cave. There are 7 more undeads inside the cave.
All right.
So, we should be going now.
Yes, this has been a lovely meeting. This place is absolutely gorgeous. But we have, you know, appointments and all that. So we will be going. Thank you very much. And have a
Yes.
wonderful day, madam.
Yes, of
Divinity,
course.
Turn undead.
Mm.
And now I feel obligated to ask. Are you sure?
Uh, I don't know how I would feel about fighting this person. They have not hurt us in any way, shape, or form, and have helped us. So if I just see you randomly smacking this person or something, I might think you've gone crazy.
I touch my hand to my symbol, and I channel divinity, turn undead.
Okay. 13 is a fail, correct?
It is.
I will choose to pass.
What about
Can
the
we
other one?
make you use your nat 1?
I mean,
Oh, it doesn't
even if I
matter.
roll a 1, I still
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah, you're right.
What about the other ones? Well, we're gonna have to go to this map.
Oh.
We're gonna have to go to this map. There we go. Okay, thank you.
My
All right.
HP is wrong.
So here we are. Everybody's hanging out. We're on the map. Let me refer to the module. Oh, actually, no, not this map. I'm dumb. I'm gonna go back to this map. There's actually there's actually a part for this. All right. What is the range on Channel Divinity?
I believe it's 60 feet.
30 or
Pretty far as I'm aware. I mean,
60
double
feet?
check.
I thought we were up there talking to her.
You
so-
are. No, but it matters. Because, okay. Here, let's, I'm gonna move you
Let me double check it.
over to here.
She was nice. Such a nice lady too.
She's still being very nice.
Fine.
Let's hope that continues.
Probably not.
So
Can't imagine it going any other way.
we are all kind of piled in. Oh my
It's a
god.
30-foot range. I apologize.
30 foot range. Okay. What about Eyes of the Grave? Because I think I may have given you too much information, but that's
50
okay.
feet.
50 feet. That would have fine. That would have been fine. Okay. 60 feet. All right. So we are all kind of piled up here on this ledge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who did I miss? 1, 4, 4. It's Steve. It's you.
It's dangerous.
Yeah,
Up
it's
there.
the one that you're up here. Are you hiding under someone?
No, I'm right there, aren't I?
Yeah, you were hiding
Missing
under
Ersk,
Ersk.
right? No,
Yeah.
we got it.
There we go. Okay. So yes, you do sense there are more in there, but they are not going to be needed to roll because they are out of the range. So she chooses to pass, and she smiles at you. But friend, why would you do this? I thought we were having a discussion.
I've explained my view on undeath. I've sensed undeath here. You are on. I did not know you were undeath until I sensed it. I know that there's undeath inside this tunnel.
Her skin begins to ripple, and as it does, you can see it fade away, revealing all the rot and the exposed tissue and tendon as she reveals herself to be a lich.
So, was that your real name, or?
My name is Valindra Shadowmental. I am here at the behest of the Red Wizards of Thay. But I wish you no ill will, friends. Even we have the same goals. I would wish to help you if I could. Please, don't give in to madness.
Oh boy.
Listen, none of us want to fight her but you, Dangerous. So, I don't think going 1v1 with a lich is a good idea right now. So it might be good for us to just go on our way and, you know, Zolta is dying. And that's more important right now.
You will have to force me to leave.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do that. And he's gonna start trying to drag him towards the door.
Oh no.
I mean, she doesn't move to stop you.
What?
She doesn't try to stop you. If although Gib is 2 feet tall, I would imagine him just like pulling on your calf isn't gonna do a lot.
I could try. Should I try to...
You can get big. I mean, yes, the arcane gate is still there. She has so graciously allowed it to remain.
Jeff, give me a hand here. You grab this leg, I'll grab this one. And we'll get him out of here.
Right on, Sensei! Shall we roll initiative for this?
It depends. Are we going into combat? It's up to the party.
I'm not going in.
I'm ready to cast a spell. I mean, I'm ready to fight.
So
Right
Valindra will not attack you unless she is attacked. She's already forgiven the channel divinity. If there's another hostile action, then we will have to carry out the fight. Should we roll initiative to see if you guys can drag him away before he attacks? Or do we not want to give him the option?
I would rather not give him the option. I will go big mode if I need to, but I'm worried about shoving everybody off of this cliff.
I'm ready to cast a spell.
Oh, God.
I don't know
So
why I'm on there. Ready.
Question.
Dangerous is first in the initiative order.
Question.
Yes.
This right here, this spot right here,
Yes.
is that thin air? Is that
That is a 250-foot drop.
Did they want to try and do something after I did my channel divinity before
Yes.
we go into initiative? That was my question.
Yes.
I did do an action.
So then it would be Zolt.
Zolt's just thinking to himself. He said, if she undead, Zolt must kill. And she laughed at him.
The order was wrong, DWB.
Was it not sorted? It was sorted.
Yeah, it's...
It'd be blood.
No, I rolled a 17.
No, you didn't. I rolled initiative for everybody. You were already in the tracker.
Oh.
And you rolled again. You turd whistle.
Well, I have plus 10 to my initiative.
Alright, so 17. So I guess you're next. Sure, let's go with it.
Alright. Big mode, we're pulling him out. We're pulling everybody out.
So I'm gonna take
Wait,
All
can I
right.
fit through the door if I'm big mode? I can squeeze, right?
Sure. Why not?
Right.
It's a magic door. It
Can you do that noise again?
So Gibbs trying to grapple me, I'm guessing.
Yes, so that'd be contested strength. He has advantage because he's well, I guess medium.
I'm large.
Large. Okay.
Yeah.
Would that shift us on the map there?
Sure. I'm gonna just push everybody out of the way.
Is it athletics or strength? I can't remember.
You can use athletics. You have to use athletics. Actually, Dangerous gets to choose between strength or
Oh
dex.
god. Oh god.
So that's your action.
Does that count as attack for second attack? Or
Well,
no?
yeah, grapple replaces an attack. So you have one more
Okay.
attempt.
We're trying again.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, did you tie?
Yeah,
did.
it goes to defense.
Is that how that always... That's not how that works. Usually it's tie
Works.
between
Tie goes to
players?
defense.
Sure, let's go with it. 12? What is up with your rolls, dude?
I don't know, man.
All right.
We did it!
So you got him grappled, you drag him through the door. And then they teleport to the bottom. Roop, roop. So then Zolt, I'm guessing you're just... Everybody else is just gonna leave, right? Now that the danger
Zolt's
is...
gonna say something before he leaves.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Zolt say if you undead, Zolt have to kill, and you laugh at Zolt.
Yes,
Zolt
yes, I
is
did.
hurt.
I'm sorry. I did not intend to hurt your feelings. It was just the idea of any in your group actually harming me was so laughably ridiculous. I giggled.
Zolt is dying, and then I walked through the gate.
Oh.
The dejected Zolt is dying.
All right. So then Mute, I'm guessing you're not willing to die.
No. Sorry about that. Thanks for your hospitality. You're looking very pretty, by the way. And then he leaves.
And then Jeff.
Jeff is going to raise his hand in peace mode and says, I am not going to cast a harmful spell. Trust me, dear madam. Cast the prestidigitation spell to make a small trinket appear in the palm of his hand, but that trinket is a beautiful flower. He walks to her and he says, sorry for your troubles, madam.
Oh,
And he
so,
gives her the flower and
so
then
sweet.
How suave.
quick interaction like, haha. Then he backflips into the portal. I will make an acrobatics.
I mean,
Yes, gotta have
Jeff
style.
is a skilled performer. I would assume you just succeed.
Ah, well, thank you, sir. That is otherwise my turn.
Hey, just out of curiosity, because it is Valindra's turn. Does Dangerous have less than 100 hit points? For no reason.
Fully healthy.
I didn't ask if you had been hurt. I'm asking if you have less than 100 hit points.
She doesn't know.
I'm asking you. I
Out
can
of
look at
game?
your sheet if you really want me to.
Out of game, yes. Out of game, I have less than 100 HP.
Okay, that's cool. She leans over the ledge and just gives a little finger wave. Goodbye, everyone. It was a pleasure. Which you probably can't hear because she's so far away. But she's, very pleasantly waving. And then Ursk, last one through the portal.
Yeah, Ersk will just leave.
Ooh.
We really got to work on your religious fervor there, Dangerous.
You can shut the hell up. How about that?
Also, make a check for being poisoned, please.
Yeah, I know. I was about to ask.
Wait, I'm assuming you grabbed him around the armored parts, right? Oh, he's
Not
fine.
Kip.
I mean, it was a scuffle.
He
So.
doesn't care about me. Just like, I'm sure he didn't.
If Gib didn't care about you, he would have just left.
Yeah, you would have gotten.
You just laughed.
You would have got fingered right now.
Oh no.
Oh.
Get your head out the gutter, guys. It's the name of the spell. All right.
That was certainly
Sorry,
an encounter.
real fast. Is the gate still open at the start of the initiative?
No, once Ursk would have went through, she would have dropped concentration, and then it would have been.
Just asking. Just asking.
She really doesn't want to kill you. She's nice.
care.
Zolt thinks
No.
Zolt dying, but when Zolt not dying, friendly lady who not friendly, say where she live.
She
Say to us where she live. So when Zolt not die,
You can go kill her.
Yes, we'll add it to the party's hit list since we have so many people on it at the moment.
Nanny Poo Poo, Balindra.
Hey, I wanted to help you out, Gib, and you're not willing to help me out. That's not very cool. But hey, whatever. Whatever. You want to ignore undeath? Fine. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go. Come on, Gib. We gotta stay the night here and then keep going our 3 days since you obviously have absolutely every idea where we're going.
she
go.
Yeah,
laugh
if-
at Zolt. So Zolt want more than just death. Zolt make long death.
Oh, that is an interesting point, Dangerous.
Bolt
Isn't that what
was
undeath
really
is?
hurt by this betrayal.
You see, Dangerous, the undead have a lot of time to be killed. I don't think there is a rush. I fully understand your mission, and I'm with you on this one, undead being an abomination of life. I believe that if we are in a situation where confronting an undead the moment we meet them will result in our demise, but waiting for the next day or the next week will yield better results, we gotta think strategically. The gatekeeper would want you to be as efficient as you can, yes? Think about it.
You can't kill undead if you're dead.
That's right. Gotta be strategic, my friend.
I'm not even listening at this point, guys.
Oh,
I've since pulled out my spell book, my new spell book that I just got. I'm just reading my spells.
So he's sulking.
You're still talking. I already explained I don't like undeath, and I don't care if I would die. I would die in service to my god, and that's fine. And he would reward me in the afterworld. So, yes, I think I did the right thing, and I would do the same thing again if the same opportunity presented it. So we better not meet any more dangerous undead, or who knows what I might do. I might do the exact same thing. Huh.
If die today, not go to a good place.
Who knows?
Go to the same place Zolt going.
So I have a question then for all of you. Remember, we have only traveled 2 hexes for this day. So are we going to make camp at the base of the Heart of Uptau, so very close to Valindra, or are we gonna force march for another day?
Force march, probably.
Let's get out of here.
Force march. So
Dangerous.
two more
So.
hexes. Sound good to everybody?
Sure. Do we
Let's-
need to do a survival check since we were lost previously?
Nah, this one's a freebie.
Dangerous. I respect your faith. And it is
No,
good
you
that
don't.
you
If you respected my faith, then we would be killing her or die trying. Instead, we move away from this undeath, and that's fine. If you guys want to do that,
I mean,
you
it's
don't
a-
have a reason to stop me from doing my mission. But you wanted to.
Dangerous.
That's on you. That's on you. If you want to do that, that's on you. But
All
don't
right, I'll remember that. The next
did
time
not.
you want to go on a suicide mission, I'll just let you go do it and fight the undead.
He needs his glorious death. Well, at the end of this day, I need con saves from everyone, including Mute this time. And that would be
Hooray.
DC 12 for everyone except for Mute.
Dang, Jeff.
You know, that's actually still not bad, because isn't the score still Gib Jeff. Oh no, wait. It was Jeff the last time
That's
too.
Jeff twice. Yeah.
So Jeff 2, Gib 1. Okay. Day 1, 2, 3, 4 since leaving Ubtao. What's your hit points at, Zolt?
I'm at negative 22,
Oh,
so I have
Rip.
39 total hit points.
rip.
Which, honestly, for a sorcerer is not that bad, I think.
No, it's not. All right. Next day, fast pace, no
yeah.
force march.
I think that was best.
I mean, it's just Jeff. It'll be fine.
Yeah, just put him on the back of Andy. It's fine.
But Jeff would like to say something to Dangerous, and he says, Dangerous, I make a solemn promise to you. This is
Jeff, let it go.
This is important to us. Our friendship is important. And I pledge to you that the next time that we meet, even if it's Sastam himself, I will fight alongside you. I will die with you.
I appreciate it.
Mute has a question for Gib.
Yes.
Right there, Gib. You seem to be Mr. Map Guy. Can I have a little look at the old map there for a second?
Oh, sure.
Please.
Here we go.
Cool. I'm going to look at this map. Does it look like Chult to me?
I mean, the shape is right.
All the landmarks that have been pointed out and things.
Yeah, all the landmarks that the party's aware of are already highlighted on the map.
Cool. That's fine. All right. That's all. Thanks. But he did it in a less suspicious way.
How long were you in that rock, by the way? I forgot to ask.
Oh, quite a while. I was telling Jeff there. I kind of lost count. After a few centuries, you just can't really be bothered anymore.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I was with another band of adventurers, but well, you saw they were all properly turned to stone. So yeah, just me. With you. Perfect. Surviving.
Zalt is dying.
Yes, thank you, Result. Let's get a move on, then.
Yes.
I need a survival check from the navigator
Guidance.
With guidance, yes.
with
Oh, who's
guidance.
the navigator? Boom.
Aren't you doing it at disadvantage because you're
Oh,
Yeah.
dang it. Way to rain on my parade. All right, we're still good.
Oh man, disadvantage. What's that?
Yeah.
Okay, we got 2 encounters, boyos. So give me a moment while I refer to my handy dandy chart of a million things.
And just for flavor, because he got a 25 anyway, Jeff will help him, even though it doesn't matter, by using his brand new found spell to shape some plants away that were on their way, like, yes, good way, and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter.
All right, it's nothing. It's super good. Don't worry about it.
I'm a little worried about it.
No,
Not
no,
gonna
no.
lie.
You good?
Last time was a bunch of frost giants. Don't trust you anymore.
Hey, they were
Friendly.
They were
really nice.
Semi-friendly. They were
They didn't attack us. That's friendly.
They were as friendly as giants could be.
yeah. Okay. There are holy shit. I mean, ha 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 ha. All right. Nope. Here we go. As you guys are crossing through, you guys come upon a series of crates and boxes that have been stacked in a what seems to be a haphazard attempt at concealing them. As you walk nearby, you're able to see them quite clearly. as they were not hidden very well. And with an hour's worth of work, you would be able to free them from the dirt and mud that has secured them and claim them for your own.
All right.
So we're gonna... Hey! Alright, that's not bad. You get 4. After spending an hour in freeing the boxes, you're able to get get the crate free, and you find 4 potions of healing. Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay.
However, as you have stayed stationary for such a long period of time, as you are securing these potions and claiming them for yourself, you hear groaning noises coming from the woods around you.
Well, that sounds suspiciously like undead, wouldn't you say, Dangerous?
I mean, I'm not. Am I the expert now? Are you allowing me to be an expert on undead? I mean, yes. They sound like undead.
Well, you heard it, guys. The expert said they're undead. Let's kill them.
But wait, perhaps these are dinosaurs, or these 4-armed apes. Try something. If we'll cast Speak with Animals on himself, and you will say, "Hello." See if there's animals. Not animals. Well, folks, we are definitely approaching. Let's remain on our guard.
Bring it on, baby. I'm Daddy Warbucks.
Well, hi, Don. What you doing there? Appreciate the tip. Thank you
You know
very
what?
much.
What direction are they coming from? Do we know?
The south, the direction you must go.
Okay. I take out Lightbringer. I go ahead and activate its glow. And I just start moving towards the undead. Or the sound of them.
Salt follows him.
Just straight on.
So as you head to the south, you go through through the trees, and you see the ruins of what must have been a village at one point. And as you move forward, what you see is a dwarf, very much like ones you had seen in Port Nyanzaru. They have alabaster skin, and they have red war paint on their head. Something unusual about this dwarf, though. It moves in real kind of stiff and jerky motions. And you can see that there is a plant-like growth that seems to be sprouting out from its back and at the base of its neck.
Okay.
And
I'll do my Eyes of the Grave again.
Oh, Eyes of the Grave. 60 feet, huh?
That's right.
Yes. Okay, so as you are looking at this dwarf with your special eyes, you can tell that there is no life here. He is dead and shambling towards you, and as he does, you can see a large number of the remnants of this village coming into view, and you're able to clock, I don't know, like 14 of them. There's a ton of them. So many zombies shambling towards you. We should roll initiative. You think we should roll initiative? We should.
I suppose.
So
Would I be
Don,
out further from the group since I was again moving towards this area?
if you want to be.
Or we still be together?
If you want to be, you go ahead and move yourself up.
Man did say I was beside him.
Cool. Yeah. Put yourself in position.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Don, you're gonna do exclamation, and then space, and then R1D20, just like you kind of like how you would for Avray, but it's a little bit different. Okay, it looks.
Yes. As my Warbucks is muted.
No, I was listening. Go ahead.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if you were talking. Okay.
Nope. It's
I
you.
am gonna cast Bless on myself, on Dangerous, and on Gib. And then, just casually back up behind Jeff.
Sure. Dangerous. Nope, not Jeff.
I can get
Dangerous.
myself and then Gib. Yeah.
Gib. And then token mod status. Blessed. Hashtag blessed. Okay. And then Jeff.
Still dangerous. I'm surprisingly happy that my promise was to be fulfilled so early. Let's get on with it. He gets next to Dangerous and he says, "You stupid zombies! You wouldn't know a true light if it hits you in the face, which in fact it will. Look at the pretty lights. You'll cast hypnotic pattern in a pattern that I shall draw on the map.
Yeah,
Although you
templates.
probably- Yes, the templates. Forgot the templates. It's been so long. Oh yes, it's I will take a yellow because yellow is good. I'm sorry, I'm slow. There you go. 30-foot square. Good. I will. Whoops. I will put those fine fellows, those 4 fine fellows, in this. The DC is the wisdom kind. I am using the Saturn thingamajig. If
So they
they're
have
not immune-
disadvantage. Yep.
Yes, good.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Did my initiative not go over?
No. What was your initiative?
18.
Okay. I just added you to the tracker. If you could click and adjust the number, that'd be great. Alright. So these 4 zombies, let me get rid of the square because it's only relevant when you cast. And we're going to group check wisdom.
Yes.
They have all failed.
They're looking at the pretty colors and all that, which is yellow, just like their skin, I suppose. Right after, he looks at Dangerous and he says, "Truly, friendship is magical." He is going to inspire Dangerous in whatever endeavors he's about to undertake.
Okay.
That is my turn. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, I must press the button.
All right. I'm gonna move to here. And again, I'll just channel divinity, turn undead. So all undead within 30 feet of me need to make a wisdom save.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Sure,
sir.
it's everything except for this guy up here.
Except for the one furthest away.
Yeah, and the guys that are hypnotic.
Okay. You sure? Yeah.
And if they're CR half or lower and they fail, they're destroyed.
CR half or low. Oh, okay. They definitely are. So let us see. We're going to grab all of these guys and that one. And can I off click you? I don't know. And that is another wisdom save, was it?
Yeah, wisdom save DC 15.
They are all dead.
Wow.
They are all dead. So let me make sure this one here, that's the one that tracker's on. And then pop, 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 pop,
What does it look like when they die?
I would imagine, because it's you hold up your holy symbol, right? And then this radiant light just goes outward, and it just burns away at their undead skin until there's nothing remaining. Just whoosh.
Dust.
Yeah, let's go with
I
that.
can see why you got your name, Mr. Dangerous. Not bad.
What is this thing? Is it still alive, I guess?
Yes. That, as you look at the new battlefield, now devoid of all the poor undead dwarves, you see that this is just a yellow plant that's kind of attached to the nearby wall.
Let me see what bonus action do. Sorry, I wasn't expecting. I thought that was undead. Well, I was mistaken. You know what? I'm gonna use my mark, and I'm gonna use a hunter's mark on it.
On the plant?
And so I move 25 feet. I'm gonna move an additional 30, and that'll be it. So you have hunter's mark on this plant.
On the plant. You got it. Somewhere there is an actual hunter's mark, but we're just gonna use that. I don't care. Are you done?
Yes, all finished.
Are you gonna hit the button?
I did. Did I not? Oh, I'm sorry. I must have hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Oh man, zombies! I have one zombie that is not incapacitated. I think I can get. Nope. It's got a speed of 20. I can't even get that far. I guess we can. Screw it. It is what it is. I'm done.
First, we'll go to here and swing at this one.
Ah, goofy arms. Right?
Yes, sir.
21's a hit. For 11. And another hit. For 15. It is still alive.
Doogie.
Well, I guess unalived.
Not quite alive. That'll understand.
And then a dagger.
At the okay.
That one.
Yep. Let me see the damage. So 11 poison. It's undead. Don't care. He's dead.
Oh shit, there might be some validity to what the lady was saying, because they're immune to poison, but I'm resistant to it, so maybe I'm half undead.
No, not now. The existential crisis mid combat. And then I guess we'll throw the second dagger at this one. We'll just get them all out of here.
All right, and this one here.
This one.
I actually can't see one there. Something booger had happened. All right, but 16 is a hit. Here, we're just
For
gonna...
9. And then second attack.
I thought there was 4.
Oh.
Okay. And then 15 is also a hit. They're zombies. Their AC is like 9.
And that's it.
Okay.
Hit the button.
Mute. Actually, he gets a turn. Oh, my poor zombies.
Lovely. I'm gonna also just follow suit and do a shoot. Because you actually stole my move dangerous of fireballing them. Instead, I'll just do this, I suppose.
18 hits for 16. Fire. Fire. Yeah, he doesn't get to do anything. He just and dies.
Well, that's me then.
The creeper. Let's see. It does have a move speed. 5. Excellent. So it's going to. You see this flower kind of detaches from the wall, and it starts creeping forward very, very slowly. So slow, in fact, it gets right there. That's max move. And then you, as the flower creeps forward, you can see its petals begin to unfurl, opening up and revealing a large bulb contained within inside. And this bulb also begins to peel back in like 4 tendrils, almost like aliens when the egg opens up. It starts to peel its way back, and as it does, it releases this strong, musky scent into the air. And I am going to turn this on. Ooh, Gibby, gotcha too. I need the 3 of you to make a wisdom save. Oh, it's only DC 11. Boo.
Does Bless go for those two, or is it just...
Bless is saves and attacks. Okay, well, nobody's charmed. Party poopers. But that is going. That is
Those that bless as well. So
Zolt.
did Zolt see the flower do weird things?
I mean, yeah.
Zolt's gonna shoot the flower then with a Zolt bolt.
Don't shoot the flower.
The other dudes are kind of just chilling, so they're not a threat. So Zolt's gonna Zolt a bolt. What the?
I
I
think
really want to know
that is
what
a
it has
hit.
to say. If
I'm
Jeff
a-
talks to it.
Did I just miss the flower?
No, you hit it
Oh, okay.
with a
Well, I'm gonna
9.
do my second one as well.
Yep. The flower is a hurting.
And that I don't really want to get any closer to the flower, so that's gonna be Salt's turn.
And then Jeff.
That flower is a plant, isn't it?
It is a plant.
Well, you will see how it goes. It shall move closer to the plant. 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4, 5, 6. You will cast a spell. Will
After
probably...
the wisdom save.
Hmm?
Oh no,
Oh, it
that's
is like a...
no. It's not a persistent effect. That's my fault. Continue.
So he will guess speak with plants. And maybe it works. I don't know.
I want to
Jeff
know it so
looks-
bad.
And Jeff looks at the flower and he says, Why? Why are you doing this, pretty flower? You could be plucked and added to a beautiful vase. Why such hostility? Why such hatred?
Join together, one. Join together, one. Complete. Join together, one. And it just continues to repeat.
Ah! And Jeff takes off his hat and he looks at his friends. It is lonely and it wants friends and it will use force to do so. Interesting. And then you will look back at Gib and he says, Sensei, I think the daggers will be the perfect friends for his predicament. It will inspire Gib. And that will be my turn. I'll take the button.
Right. So this flower is how's it looking after Zolt bolted?
It looks like a flower.
Does it look like it's damaged?
I mean, yes, it was hit.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna use one of my new spells on it, and let's say this zombie here. I'm gonna cast a magic missile at 4th level. 4 bolts. No, sorry, 3 bolts to this guy and 3 bolts to this guy.
You got it.
Thank you. Oh, nice roll too.
Ooh.
So 15 to each.
15 to each.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
4th
3
level.
bolts per.
Bam, bam. And we are not kept. Okay.
And then I'll bonus action. Oh wait, I can't do that. Never mind. I won't do that. I won't bonus. I think. No, I won't bonus. I'm good. And yeah, I guess I'll move away. And that's all I got.
Ah, I have a zombie that is a 5, 10, 15. No! You are so far away! I'm going to dodge. You will rue the day. Ursk.
Okay. Ursk will step to here and swing at the flower.
But it's just a flower.
I know, but like Ursk hates wildlife like Dangerous hates zombies.
Oh, okay. Well,
This is new.
11 is a hit. For 9. And 10 is also a hit.
Amazing.
It's a plant. It moves like 3 feet around. Oh my god. It lived.
Liam.
I'm gonna move over here,
Throw
And,
daggers into zombies.
throw one dagger at this thing.
No! It needs another turn! Oh, that would actually
throw-
meet its AC, but aha, it is a miss.
Throwing a second dagger at that thing.
Oh,
there
damn
we
it.
go.
Alright, it's dead. I think the API
And
shit the
then-
bed.
And then second attack to fling one at the dodging zombie.
You have
Well, it's at
disadvantages dodging.
disadvantage,
Yeah. Oh, it's still a hit! How could you?
And that's it.
Mute.
Well, I guess I'll continue to shoot zombies. And does that. On the one that's dodging. Oh wait, did that just... Yeah, the one that's dodging.
Cool. Yeah,
Ah.
okay, I'm just gonna delete him. He had 2 hit points.
Lovely. Okay, and... pew.
Ah, alright. The flower is dead. Sad. You know what? My zombies are incapped. The party has action economy covered. You win? Yeah, you win.
Yay!
Dun 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 dun. Dun.
We bullied a flower.
And some
Congrats.
and its helpless victims. After clearing away the zombies, you're free to explore the ruins.
Sure.
What would you do?
For the runs.
Oh. Well, there's ruined rocks and buildings. Can I go in the buildings?
Yes.
Looking around the rubble of these buildings, you are able to find something of interest. In one of these huts, you can see long since desiccated corpses of various wildlife and animals that probably populated the Cholton landscape. And there are a number of implements hanging on the wall, different cleavers and hooks and tools used in the trade of butchery. Also hanging near all the implements, there is a black leather apron that seems to it seems to be made of a very fine leather, but it's dripping blood from every buckle and every stud. And even though everything else inside the room seems to have long since decayed or been prone to rot, this object seems to be perpetually new. And there is no known source of where the blood is actually coming from.
Huh.
I got this new spell that I can try and figure out what that thing is if we want.
Yes, that would be really useful, unlike some wizard that we used to have.
All right. I'll pull out my spell book and thumb to my identify page and sit down and start doing a little ritual magic and figure out what this little item is.
Well, this little item, it is balls.
It's
Oh.
ball.
Balls. I was
more
making a
balls?
handout and I just closed the page.
I was about to say this is the most perverted episode of D&D I've had yet.
No doubt.
While Dangerous is doing his 1 minute kind of thing, or maybe 10 minutes if you're doing a ritual, Jeff will take the time to explain to Mute the story of Dulaine, our first compatriot. Actually, the one before that I never knew, so I can't tell about it, but, give them up to speed with the previous compatriots and the curse of the sixth member that one of us will end up dying, probably. We don't know who.
This is
Well,
All right,
hope it's not me.
there it is. It is a butcher's bib.
this looks like something that would be great for Usk.
Nah, he don't want that.
Yeah, let's put this on. It'll look great on you.
No.
But it'll help you do more damage more.
I'll get blood everywhere. Fine.
Did you ever care about how you look, my friend?
What do you mean?
He seems to be pretty nonplussed about how he looks. So,
Oh,
I
truth,
thought he was well kept.
truth is, he's actually quite vain.
Yeah.
But the true beauty is within your heart, Dusk. And we know how
Shut
beautiful.
Jeff.
Of course.
I'll wear the stupid bib.
all right. Yeah. Good. Hopefully it brings you some sort of, it should bring you some sort of bonus in the future.
All right. That was wait, where were we before all that? Was that a forced march or no? We're
Fast
resting
pace.
today.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm rest.
All right, so we're moving 2 squares.
Yeah.
Bump bump. And then why don't we end it there for today? We are going to take a rest, so we'll take a level of exhaustion off, pending, of course, you eat, which I'm assuming everyone will.
Yeah.
You'll lose a hit point, Zolt, and then
Oh, I'm aware.
no, I'm unaware. And then we'll pick it up next week, and we might actually make it to a moo. Woo! Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I hope you had fun. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully I see you next time. Bye, everyone.